The Mega Harvest update is coming to Grow Garden very, very soon. I'm going to be showing you everything you need to prepare because there's so much in this update. If you don't do everything I say, you're going to be missing out and you may actually be behind for this. There's a bunch of new stuff coming out. I can't tell you everything, but I am a tester, but I will tell you what you need to do to get prepared. That way you do not miss out at all. We head over to the Grow a Garden page. As you guys can see, the Mega Harvest is right here and it says the Summer Harvest isn't over yet. Introducing the Mega Harvest, upgraded Summer Harvest event that brings a lot of epic surprises. Join forces with fellow gardeners to take part and blah, blah, blah. Basically, new seeds, pets, craftable items, new weather, and so much more in this update. There's a lot coming. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into basically everything you need to do to prepare for this update. That way you're ready and you can get all the new items that are in it saved up because there is going to be potentially new shop place in the game. Now, we don't know exactly, but this is just an estimate, is that there's going to be a summer shop somewhere here. It may not actually come, but we do think that it will because usually they'll add on a shop or some other thing that you can use with currency. So we're assuming there's going to be a new currency, and then we're also assuming that there's going to be maybe potentially a shop. Now, again, we don't know. It could be some craftable item we saw with the Busy Bee update. It could literally be any number of that. So just keep that in mind. But let's go ahead and look. So basically, what we are thinking that you're going to need to do to prepare for this is going to get a bunch of tomato seeds. We all know tomato seeds are the method for this. So I would recommend stacking up the tomato method right now to get a bunch of tomatoes. Now, if you don't know what the tomato method actually is, that is where you're going to go ahead and stack as many tomatoes and collect as many as you can. Use the sprinkler method on them, and then use that to gain tons and tons of points because you can grow so many and they grow back so fast. That is basically the whole premise of the sprinkler method and then the tomato method. That way you can get this event maxed out. Now, you do need around 15,000 points to get the prismatic reward. So again, it is a little bit difficult, which is also going to be is also going to be nerfed here in a bit in the next update. So keep that in mind. So that is the very first thing you need to prepare. Get as many tomatoes as possible, or any fruit that is the summer fruit, which could be anything in this shop right here. Get as many of these as you possibly can planted down, and as many as you can in your inventory stored up because you're going to need these. So get a bunch of those. All right, we've got into what you need to actually get. Here's the next thing you need to go ahead and do, and this is going to be in regards to your pet. What I would recommend with your pets is getting as many that have any positive growth boosts. Now, I don't know if there actually even is that many of those pets, so get any pets with positive growth boost, tweak them. Now, the next thing you're going to make sure you do is actually have a lot of money. Now, we all know a bunch of methods to make money. I'm not going to really cover too many in this video, but you can definitely use sunflower, moon mango, then ember lilies, sugar apples. I mean, there's so many ways to make money now, but get a ton of money because there is, I believe, from what I know, going to be a new item that's going to be pretty expensive. So you're going to want to be ready for that. I would recommend having at least 1 billion. I don't think it will cost 1 billion, but you're going to want to be prepared. And the best way to be prepared is to be over. So yes, go ahead and get 1 billion. Just be ready for that. If you don't have 1 billion, don't worry too much about it, but just still work towards getting that. Oh, look, the bug eggs in shop. Let's go get that, John. All right, but just be ready for that. Honestly, there are new weather events coming out too, so that's another thing you need to prepare for. Is obviously when the update comes out, we're going to see a lot of the new weather events and a lot of admin events that are going to give us special mutations and all of that. So we're going to be ready for that. Make sure you're online during the update. I think last update peaked at around 21 million players, which is, you don't want to miss out on all of the mutations and potentially free pets and all of the free stuff we've gotten from just being online during the update. You don't want to miss out on any of that. So make sure you're online for that. Big thing you need to be ready for. So the next thing that you need to prepare for is going to be over here at the gear shop. Sorry, I went way too far. I can just go this way. Yeah. All right. So the gear shop, there are going to be a lot of new items that we're going to get crafting, and we're assuming that there's going to be a lot items that we're going to get from craft shop potentially, and just so much more. So what we're going to want to do is make sure we have as many sprinklers as possible. That way we can use the tomato glitch whenever we need, because the Mega Harvest is going to be a bit different. Just looking at this, it doesn't tell you exactly what the difference between a normal harvest and a Mega Harvest is. So there could definitely be a difference between the two that we need to be prepared for. So get a lot of tomatoes. That's really just the end of the day thing I'm trying to drive home. Get a lot of tomatoes because you're going to need a lot of those. We also know that there's going to be a ton of new seeds, so be ready for that as well. That's pretty much it for this video. The main thing you need to know is get money, get tomatoes. That's the main point of this video. So get a lot of those. Get ready for this update.